The disappearance of Charlie Moldvay has long been a matter of public speculation for the town of Orangeville. In the fall of 2007, after undergoing cataract surgery in Headwaters Healthcare Center, the 74-year-old became a noted irritant among the nursing staff working there at the time. Bedridden and effectively blindfolded by his bandages, Moldvay would ignore his caretakers and refuse to answer any questions regarding his condition. His communications consisted instead of fast-moving gestures and repeated use of the emergency call button located on a remote switch attached to his bed frame. Of course, whenever an RN answered his emergency, they would find their patient laying smug and silent. When he was brought food, he would eat only the Jell-O, while in at least one instance, pelting the rest at an orderly. Thomas Gale, an appendicitis patient who shared a room with Moldvay one evening, recalled that on multiple occasions throughout, the nurses pleaded with the man to use the adjoining washroom. Moldvay refused to get up, however, instead straining to blindly reach for his bedpan while muttering curses at the younger staff. Charlie Moldvay's misbehavior worsened as the evening went on. Gale was moved to a different room the following day. He remarked that a person can only take so much screaming. Other patients present in adjacent rooms, many of whose families could not pressure the hospital into having them relocated, shared similar sentiments. According to 3 separate ear witnesses, Moldvay could be heard through the walls at night, yelling for the nurses to help him out of bed, to pull down the window blinds, to move him somewhere else, to at least stop all that knocking. This cycle would continue for days. A quietly indignant Charles Moldvay would give way to panicked yelling once the sun set. Neither Thomas Gale nor the other patients in Headwaters' recovery hall could remember if they heard any knocking during Charlie's episodes. While the Journal of Cataract and Refractive Surgery has much to say on Charles Bonnet syndrome and the visual hallucinations that can, in rare cases, accompany recent ocular surgery, it makes no mention of accompanying auditory hallucinations. With little to go on, the doctors and nurses burdened with Charlie's care spent their time consoling one another through his worsening paranoia. After attending to a spill down the hall, an evening janitor recalls hearing Moldvay that last night. He was just above the sound of her headphones, yelling for her to stop taking the door away. The next morning, hospital staff would find themselves with a new problem. After a week of even the most compassionate RN finding excuses to not be in the same room as their belligerent patient, Charlie Moldvay had vanished. He was not located on the premises by hospital security. With no next of kin, his vanishing shortly became the subject of local gossip. Over the years, as always seems to be the case with hospitals housing their fair share of dead, odd sounds and sights would be reported. The rattling and pinging of pipes in the walls, the flickering of lights in the lobby, the groaning of aging AC units. Longtime staff in the hospital sometimes whispered of doors opening and closing on their own. Never any missing, as far as research yields. With their 2019 renovations funding being a matter of public donation, the center did not reveal the cause of the stop work order issued to their contractors when pressed by the Orangeville Banner. They did not mention the foreman's discovery of a body inside the walls of the front lobby, its component parts segmented and stretched with surgical precision, its fingernails full of drywall, its veins braiding the electrical wires, its eyes still bandaged after all those years.